Maybe you watched the short about the golden child and you felt something shift. Or maybe you felt nothing, which is actually the point. You've been so good at achieving it, being the proof that everything's fine, that feeling might be a luxury that you stopped allowing yourself a long time ago. This video isn't about celebrating your success. It's about asking what it cost and whether the compass you've been following was ever actually yours. The narcissistic parent has a problem. They need to believe they're fine. They need proof. They need a reflection that shows the world and shows themselves that they're a good parent, that their family is intact, and everything worked out. Enter the golden child. You were the one who could provide that. Maybe you were the firstborn and arrived when the parents still had energy for performance. Maybe you were naturally compliant or talented or sensitive enough to read what was needed and delivered it. Maybe you just arrived at the right moment in the family story. The parent learned to pour their ambitions into you. This wasn't malicious. It's often with genuine warmth. But the warmth had a condition. Be the reflection I need. Achieve. Excel. Be the evidence that I did all of this right. And you learned very young that your value lives in your output, that love and approval arrive attached to accomplishment, that being seen meant being successful. So you built a fortress of achievement around yourself, and you've been living in it ever since. And this is what it looks like now as an adult. You achieve, and you achieve a lot, and you can't feel any of it. You get the promotion, and there's no satisfaction, just the next goal. You complete the project, and immediately it feels irrelevant. You win, and it doesn't land because you're already scanning for the next way to prove yourself. People see you as successful, competent, and you're put together. And you are those things, but underneath, there's a hollow feeling that nothing you do is ever enough. And worse, that if you stopped achieving, there would be nothing left. No one would want to stay. Love would evaporate. Criticism devastates you in a way that doesn't match the criticism itself. Someone points out a flaw and it doesn't feel like feedback, it feels like erasure. Because for you, a flaw isn't a problem to solve, it's proof that you're not actually the golden child, that the whole structure collapses. Relationships are where this really shows up. You're charming and you're accomplished. You know how to make someone feel valued because you learn to do that by making your parent feel valued. But intimacy is terrifying. Real intimacy means being seen without achievement, without the performance, and you don't know who that person is anymore, or if that person even exists. Your compass got replaced a long time ago. You don't have your own true north. You have your parents' true north with your name on it. The goals that light up, they aren't yours. They're the ones you've learned that would earn approval. And the path you're on wasn't chosen, it was written before you had a choice. And here's the treacherous part: it might be working and you might be winning by every external measure, but because it's not your compass, no amount of winning feels like a rival. It feels like you're running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. And you're also good at reading what people need from you. That's a survival skill you honed early. So in relationships and at work, you deliver because you're reliable. You're the one people can count on. But that skill is hijacked by the same wound. You're so attuned to what others need that you've stopped knowing what you need. And you've convinced yourself that asking is selfish. Golden children typically live in a fawn and a flight. Fawn is the performance, the people pleasing, the compliance, the consistent attunement to what is needed from you. Flight is the achievement, always moving forward, always striving, staying ahead of the moment when someone might discover you're not actually enough. The gift in both of these responses: the genuine capacity to build something, to lead, to make things happen, the ability to inspire people and create momentum. When that's working for you instead of against you, it's not performance, it's authentic creation. It's the difference between building someone else's dream and building your own. What changes when you finally ask whose compass you've been following? It doesn't happen until about midlife, until the achievement stops working, until you reach the goal and realize it was never actually your goal, or until someone loves you without conditions and you don't know what to do with that because you've never experienced that. The recalibration is slow. It's learning to distinguish between what lights you up and what you've been trained to believe should light you up. It's the terrifying process of disappointing people, including yourself, by choosing something smaller and more quiet, more honest. It's the possibility that you might fail at something and still be worthy, that you might rest without losing value, that there's a person underneath all the achievement and that person is enough, not because of what they produce, just because they exist. The golden child who stops performing doesn't become less, they become real. And that realness, it turns out, is worth more than any reflection ever was.